today for the fruition of a child, Rafael Chaim Meir Ben Sima Hasha. Whoever is able to pray for him, he needs Rachamei Shamayim, and B'ezrat Hashem we should have only Besorot Tovot. Amen. So we're getting now closer to Shabbat, Parashat Bamidbar, starting a new Sefer. Bamidbar Sinai Be'ohel Moed. The Torah, I believe it's the Tur, he writes that always before Shavuot, we have to read Parashat Bamidbar. Always. And he explains the reason. One of the reasons that he says, it's because in Parashat Bamidbar, Borei Olam, it's counting Am Yisrael as well. So he's showing the love that God has on Am Yisrael, and that's exactly the point of Shavuot, that it's Matan Torah. Matan Torah, it's the marriage in between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Knesset Israel. Very good. But, by Midbar Sinai, Chazal are saying, and open up Rashi, Chazal said, why it's called Midbar Sinai? Why Midbar Sinai? Har Sinai, not Midbar Sinai. Right? And Chazal are answering, and Rashi brings that a person should put himself like a Midbar. You want to acquire Torah, you should put yourself like a desert. And the Mefarshim, each one explains in a different way what's the meaning of putting yourself as a desert. Some are saying humbleness, anava. Others are saying no. Midbar, it's a place that usually nobody stays there. It's a passage, right? You're supposed to get from one place to another, and you must pass by a midbar, so you're just passing. So that's a remez that our life, our material life, is just a passing. We're not here to stay. We're here to pass. And what are we doing when we pass? We just try to grab as much as we can to be able to get to our destination with health and peace. So our destination is Olam Haba. Why are we here? Hatov ve'echol, hatov ve'eshteh. Try to grab mitzvot, Torah, and ma'asim tovim, and that will take you to Olam Haba. That's another explanation. But my dear friends, I heard actually a beautiful, beautiful perush, and I think it's so important. The Torah is coming to teach us, B'midbar Sinai. You see, midbar, nothing grows from a midbar. You put up a seed, nothing will come out. You try to plow the place, nothing. Even when it rains, the rain the earth doesn't absorb the rain. You can have floats in the midbar. The midbar, it's not a comfortable thing. In the day, it's too hot. At night, it's too cold. Nobody will live in a midbar. And yet, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu decided to give the Torah in Har Sinai, you know what happened? We open up the Midrashim. It says that the whole place and the whole mountain became full of flowers and trees, and everything was shining and beautiful. Yeah, there was Reach, Gan Eden that came out, and many, many fantastic things. Say Chachamim, why Kadosh Baruch Hu decided to give the Torah in Har Sinai? According to this explanation, is because He wants to show each one of us that even if there are certain people that you think they are a midbar, they are a desert, nothing good will come out from them. There is no chance. Comes the Torah and it teaches us, by the Torah, you can change the personality of somebody from one extreme to another. And not only for people that are, people that are too far away, but even for us. There are certain midot, certain qualities that we say to ourselves, let's be honest, let's look inside, I have no chance to change it. How many times I tried it and I tried and I failed again? Comes the Torah and it teaches us, if you will learn Torah, you will dedicate yourself more into the learning, automatically your midot will start changing. That's why the Gemara says, Barati Yetzirah, Barati Ro, Torah Tavlin. I created the Yetzirah. When I say Yetzirah, it's all the Yetzirah that you can know. If it is Yetzirah of Ta'ava, desires. If it is Yetzirah of negative qualities, like kin'ah, like jealousy, like anger, like negative eye. All of the negative things, you can change it by the Torah learning. Chazal are saying that the Torah learning has two powers. One is the actual segula, the actual power, spiritual power of Torah. That even if you're learning right now Chumash Bamidbar, it's going to help you out for your midot, even though it has no connection maybe. And the second explanation is that when you learn inside the Torah the topics that you have to fix. For example, I dedicate every day 5 minutes of Musar. 5 minutes, not Musar. When I read Musar, I think, oh yeah, this guy, he has to change it. And this other guy, oh, it's exactly what the book says. No. You open up the Sefer Musar and you check yourself. When I am learning about anger, does this applies to me or not? How can I fix it? And etc. Every single midah. When you learn Musar every day, you will be amazed how you slowly will start changing. I have a cousin that he passed through a process of teshuvah, Baruch Hashem. He was in the army and he had a whole story behind. And at the end, after the army, decided to try to go to yeshiva. And he told me, I asked him, what happened? I mean, what was the shock that he got in the yeshiva? He told me, you're not going to believe it. I went to a yeshiva that I knew a couple of guys over there from the past. And even the rest of the boys that I didn't know, those are boys like me, grew up in the same type of environment and the same. You know what? I was amazed that there was not one boy that was saying words that are not proper. You know, especially at a certain age, especially when you talk about teenagers or early young age, people are getting used to, unfortunately today, every second word, it's about a word. Every second, as a joke, as a this, they talk like that. He said, I entered to the yeshiva that Shabbat, and guess what? Nothing. So I said, probably it's one day. Next day and another day, I spent a week and a half in that yeshiva at the beginning to check it. There was not one time that I caught a guy saying about a word. I asked one of my friends, how come? I mean, we know each other. He says, I cannot explain it to you. You'll see it by yourself. Today, this cousin, Baruch Hashem, is a Ben Torah. It's an Avrech. And he changed his life. And you will never hear about a word from his mouth. He was with a very high temperature, getting angry about every single thing. And you'll see how the Torah me'adenet et nafsho shel adam, how the Torah makes the nefesh of the person softer. But to reach that, you have to dedicate more time of learning Torah and learning Musar at the same time. That's the concept of midbar. Torah was given in a desert to teach you that any person, any desert can be changed. I got to tell you this story, and with this I'll finish. There was here in America, in New York, there was a man, Baruch Hashem, a very wealthy man, not religious. Somehow he met a certain person, simple guy, religious guy, and they were talking. I don't know what was the topic, and they were walking on the streets of Manhattan. And then the rich guy decides to go inside a certain restaurant to eat taref. He's not religious, and that's what he eats. So the simple Yehudi tells him, listen, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're a Jew. You're going to eat taref. It's not proper. He says, what do you want me to do? I mean, I like meat. And there is it's not so easy to find back in the days. It's not easy to find a kosher meat restaurant here in the city. That's it. So the simple guy said, listen, you know what? I'll get in charge of sending you every single day food. What do you like? We'll give you a menu. I'll bring it to you every single day. Private delivery to your office. Says, really? Yeah. I want this mitzvah. It's my mitzvah. Please. The guy said, okay. My dear friends, day after day, month after month, for a whole entire year and a half. This fellow was coming and was delivering the food at the front desk of the office, and he was going back. One day, they meet each other, and the simple guy. When I mean simple guy is tzaddik. Okay, simple guy. It's in the money wise. He says to the rich guy, "No, how is the food? You're not giving me any feedbacks. How you like it? You want me to change the menu?" And the guy said, "The truth is that I'm not really eating it." He says, "What? What do you mean you're not eating it?" "No. First day, second day, I didn't like it so much, so I'm giving it to my dog." I'm giving it to my dog. This guy was in shock. He didn't get mad and he didn't react to it, but he was in shock and he understood that, this guy maybe has no chance. My dear friends, this fellow decided obviously to stop delivering. He's not going to feed up a dog, okay? And he was spending his own private money. But he said, I'm not going to regret about my mitzvah. I did a mitzvah. I tried my best. But Olam knows. He says a couple of months pass. One day was Erev Shabbat. And this Yehudi was cooking for Shabbat, and everything. And then somebody is knocking at the door. He opens up and he sees a young boy in his 20s. And he says, "Yes, young man, how can I help you?" And he says, "Are you Mr. So-and-so?" He says, "Yes." "Listen, I am the son of the rich fellow. My father was telling me last week that he told me a story, and he told me about the meat and the nakosher meat, and that there was a Jew from, I don't know where, Brooklyn, whatever, that he was coming every single day to give him meat." I said, "I can't believe you. For a year and a half, I can't believe you. And you were giving it to the dog, I can't believe you." He says, "You know what? I give you the address. Go and ask him." The guy went, and he said, "It's not true." And he says, "Of course it's true." So he asked him, how it's possible that a guy is doing such an effort. And I was sure, after all the story that my dad told me, that you will get so mad and you will scream at my father. And how it's possible that he didn't get a scream? He said, "You know what? I'm going to answer you, but what are you going to spend Shabbat?" "No, it's Erev Shabbat." "Tfaddal. Stay with us Shabbat. We'll have time to talk." My dear friends, these boys stayed Shabbat and they discuss, and from one topic to another, and more questions about Judaism. And slowly, the guy got more in contact with Judaism until finally he decided to went to yeshiva. This boy changed. This boy became a Ben Torah. And once he became a Ben Torah, the father changed as well. And then you realize, he said, that even people that you think that they have no chance, don't ever give up. Because the Torah me'adenet et nafsho shel adam. The Torah can change from one extreme to another the person if he knows how to learn it and how to dedicate to the Torah learning. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen. Rabbi Abraham Azancot, Baruch Hu le'Azancotat Israel.